Hello, guys. This is Thomas from FINEIGHT, and welcome to another intraday trading recap. I know I only did one trade today, and it was in LB Limited Brands. And seeing as the stock was gapping roughly to the 1730 mark, really close to the previous swing high, after spending few days in consolidation and yesterday being a really nice pin bar slash doji. This is not a typical pin bar because it's too short of a candle, but nevertheless, this was a strong long setup. So if you then look at the right side on the 2 minute candles, uh, it went out of the gates with a huge upwards momentum, uh, just breaking the previous swing high by, I think, just 1 cent, and then pulling back and consolidating for a few minutes. So I definitely was uh, thinking going long there. I just couldn't decide where exactly. So the most aggressive way would be to enter just 1 cent above this third red candle. So that would mean going long at 1755. Then, of course, the decimal number 1760. And I said, you know what? Let me be on the breakout if it happens. So I decided to go long over the highs. So the highs were 1766. So 1767 was my entry with the stop loss just 1 cent below 1740. So I got in and the market immediately bounced back. So I was a little bit afraid of a fake breakout, but then again, my stop loss was comfortably below the VWAP and the moving average, so I decided to hold. It consolidated a little bit, the 1750 half number acting as a great support, and then gradually it went on higher. So if we then look at what the S&P was doing, because that's really important for me in my intraday trading, you'll notice that S&P put a higher high, but it wasn't still decided. Bear in mind that it was gapping significantly up, so that was a good sign for my long, but I wasn't so sure if it's gonna last. And also the LB at that point uh, was topping out its average daily range, and I was really concerned about the whole number, the 18. So I decided to let go of some shares at 1795, just before the 18 mark, and so I did lose some shares right there, with my final profit target at 1827, I think. So roughly the 2-to-1 ratio. So let's take a look how it went. So after reaching 1809, I think it was at that time uh, I got a little bit, I was checking out because the S&P was proving to be in a really solid uptrend, but LB started to consolidate, and that's never a good sign. So I raised my stop loss but eventually decided to let go at 18 mark. And I hate when this happens, but look at how LB went. Now, keep in mind that if we go to the daily chart, the average range is about $1. And so at the 1820-ish was the reasonable maximum to expect from LB. And given the unwillingness to go much higher than 18, I decided to just let go of that trade. And yeah, so eventually I cost myself some money, uh, but uh, it could have been played otherwise, and the market could have just crashed. And this is really typical for low ranging stocks to do a solid initial push and then just break down. So, for example, if this was the open, if this was the open, uh, you would typically see this happening, a little bit of consolidation and then a breakdown. So yeah, in retrospect, this even was a really nice adding point, and this as well. But this was already asking too much of the trade, and the fact that it eventually got as high as 1858 or something, that's just bonus if you are holding few shares left for you to take. But it's always a good idea to be on the safer side. So that's how I rolled today, plus 1.1%. Nothing special, but overall, um, quite happy. So, guys, how did you do? Tell me in the comments, and I will be, as always, looking forward to seeing you at the next recap.